We need to share it. So guys, so excited about this call. So excited about everything that's coming. I know we said it in the chat and everything, and I don't want to take a ton of your time because I know everybody's super busy, but just wanted us all to get together to kind of go over how this challenge would look. And just to give you guys a little background on it in case some of you weren't at the STS, because I know some of you were up in Ohio and stuff, but at the STS this weekend, it was awesome. We had a really good event. Really good. And Amanda was sharing from stage kind of like the structure that they use in Greenville, right? So most everybody on here knows Carrie Garzone. She is a Global Expansion Team 2.0. No, she's a millionaire team member. What am I talking about? Millionaire team member in Greenville. And she actually came out of the gate super fast and built her business. It started with BTCs, but then kind of followed with the structure that they're using now. So body transformation challenges were something that we were doing at the STSs. And then what Greenville decided was this is great, but sometimes it's hard to plug everybody in. And the idea of the BTC was to get people to the event, right? So it wasn't necessarily about the challenge. It was about getting them to the event for the payout so that they could see the opportunity for more products. They could see the opportunity for the business, right? Because it's kind of like we open a nutrition club, not so that we can blend shakes for the rest of our life, but so we can build a royalty check so that we're not working for the rest of our lives, right? So keeping that in mind as to why we're doing it. So Greenville started this structure like 2.5 years ago, I think. And what they're doing is they have a set structure of challenges that any of the distributors on the team can plug into. And it is just, everybody knows exactly when those are going to start. They know exactly how they're run. They're always run the same way. There's never a question. And then they do the payouts live on Facebook, integrating exactly what we talked about with the BTC. So integrating the products, so talking about the products, so when people are watching it live, they're getting that information, and then integrating a little bit of a HOM, talking about the business side of it, so that people know that that's an opportunity as well. Right? So they've seen a ton of growth out of that. Obviously, those, you guys know the pin changes that have come out of that, and the growth that has come out of the Greenville area with that. Even more so, what's happened too is the nutrition clubs have seen a lot of growth as far as daily memberships and stuff like that as well, having the people come, weigh in, do all of their measurements and weigh-ins weekly at the nutrition club, and then posting about that on their Facebook pages. So it's been very successful. One of the things Mike and I learned a long time ago in this business is if it ain't broke, don't fix it, and duplicate people that are being successful, right? So that's what we like to do. So coming out of that, we had a lot of people call us and go, hey, what do you think about us all linking arms and doing that, doing a similar structure? Because I know that everybody that I see on here has done some type of challenge, multiple different types of challenges, different, 3-day challenges, 6-day clean challenges, 21-day challenges, all kinds of different stuff, which obviously is something you can still do. But we had a lot of feedback of people going, hey, can we have this structure too, so that we have it to consistently plug into? So if we're not doing one of those other kind of challenges, we know it's available. So Mike and I heard that. We're like, okay, let's do it. So that's what we did. Do you have anything to say before I go into the details? All right. So I sent everybody that PDF file. Hopefully you guys all got it on the Telegram chat. And we're just going to go over that real quick. I'm going to read through it really quick and give you like little, if there's more to say than is in the bullet, then I'll tell you that. And then what I want, guys, so I want you guys to take notes as we're going over this, is because then I want you guys to give your feedback. Hey, yeah, that sounds really good. Or, hey, can we change this? Or, hey, what do you think about that, right? So we believe that, we're much more powerful if we all have opinion, and then that way we can talk about it as a leadership team and figure out the best route for this. So first of all, I'm super excited. I think this is perfect timing. Kicking off 2020 with a structure like this will set everybody up for success. We also believe power numbers, obviously. It'll make a bigger pot, but more than that, the money's great. Obviously, paying out money gets people excited, but more than that, what it'll do is build a ton of excitement on social media with the results that people are getting, right? So always keep that in mind, like, why are we doing what we're doing? How is that building our business? And then the other thing that gets me really excited about it is it's a simple way to get your brand new coaches involved in something, right? So the faces I see on here, I know you guys are recruiting. I know you guys have new coaches. So taking your new coach and going, hey, you can plug people into this, and it's super simple. They don't have to they don't have to do all the legwork to make it happen. We'll make it super easy for them to be successful as well. So I'm excited about that. So if you happen to have the paper in front of you, fantastic. If you don't, fantastic, because I'm going to share my screen here real quick somewhere. Stand by. Here it is. All right. So this is what you should have seen, right? So we'll just go through it real quick. Take notes as we go. So if there's something you want to talk about, we'll talk about it at the end. But basically, as a team, we'll host 6 challenges throughout the year. All distributors will be able to plug into their clients into these challenges, and they'll go as follows. So there'll be basically 3 8-week challenges, 2 4-week challenges over the summer, and then the Holiday Hold'em Challenge, which I know several of you are already doing this year. It would just be a way for us all to do it together to make it a little bit easier. So details for the challenge are as follows. All coaches are 100% responsible for their clients' numbers, their money, and making sure that everything is turned in on time in order for their clients to be eligible to win. I can't highlight this enough. And guys, you guys as leaders on this call, it's important if you have new coaches that are plugging people into this challenge. It's really, really, really important. It's your responsibility to make sure that they understand it's their responsibility to take care of their clients, right? So I've run several challenges in the past where coaches are like, hey, I totally forgot to do blah, blah, blah. Can I put them in at the end? We're going to have to do a strict no. Like if you don't get your stuff turned in on time, that's on the coach, right? And the coach is going to have to talk to the participant and be like, hey man, I screwed up. Sorry, I didn't get your stuff submitted, right? So that way it's not on any of this leadership team, it's on the coach themselves, putting that responsibility on them, which I think is very important, because once we start making exceptions for one, then we got to do it for everybody, and it'll turn into a very chaotic situation, because I think we have about 15 coaches that are going to be plugging in with this event, which is awesome. Each challenge will have 3 winners in 3 different categories for a total of 9 winners. The categories are as follows. I love this about what they're doing because it's super simple. Okay, so the percent of weight loss, super easy to calculate. You take the starting weight, and again, you guys don't have to, what you'll do as coaches is give the starting weight and the ending weight, but this is how it's calculated. It's important for you to know as a coach. You take the starting weight, at the end of the 8 weeks or the 4 weeks, however much weight they lost. So let's say they started at 175 pounds. They lost 10 pounds over 8 weeks. You would take that 10-pound loss and divide it by 175. And then move the decimal. So that would be 5.71% of body weight loss. Okay, so that's how you calculate that. We're going to do a percent of waist inch loss. We called it on the flyer that I'm going to send you, I'm calling it whittle in the middle, because that's what Greenville's calling it. I think that's adorable. And it's fun to say.
Whittle in the middle.
Whittle in the middle. But same kind of thing there. So starting inches, full inch loss, divide it, and that gives you the percentage. Guys, that's so it's fair across the board. Guys and girls, no matter how much weight somebody has to lose, no matter how many inches somebody has to lose, the percentage makes it fair across the board. And then number 3 is the overall results. That is going to be based off of numbers and pictures. Everything all together, it'll be an overall category. Males and females, we're not going to have separate categories. It'll be one category. So 3 total categories. We could have 2 female winners and a male winner. We could have all 3 male winners. It doesn't matter. What we have learned in the past through other challenges is women rule and boys rule. No, I'm just kidding. But we typically have way more women participants than we do male participants. So we end up giving out a lot of money to males when they don't have a whole lot of competition, if that makes sense.
Yes.
So number 4, overall category results will be narrowed by the top 10, will be narrowed down to the top 10 and voted on by the Active World Team and above members participating in the coaching of the challenge. So what that'll look like is we'll whittle it down based off of numbers first, obviously, because that's just simple, and then the pictures, and we'll send those top 10 results out to the Active World Team and above. Everybody will vote on it, and then majority wins. That way it's super simple, easy.
That's awesome.
Fair across the board.
You don't have to hire a judge.
You don't have to pay a judge, which
is
what we typically do in the past, which takes money out of the pot. All right. Herbalife products. Hold on.
Yeah.
Yes. Herbalife products. All participants are required to be on an Herbalife program. That's how it'll be stated on the flyer. The extent of the required program will be 100% up to the coach, with a minimum of 1 shake a day for the extent of the challenge. So us as coaches, your participants have to be on at least 1 shake a day for the extent of the challenge. So if it's an 8-week challenge, they have to purchase enough shakes to get through 8 weeks, 1 shake a day. That's the minimum you as a coach have to require. Now, you as a coach can require more than that, right? So you might say, hey, anybody in the challenge, because what we're going to post is they have to be on an Herbalife program. So when you're talking to your participants, you might say, Greenville does a lean and fit program, right? And so they might require a minimum of that program. You might require a minimum of a shake a day and an enhancer. So a shake and a tea, or a shake and one Herbalife enhancer. It could be Prolesta, it could be anything like that. So it's really up to you as a coach. What I would suggest, and Mike, you give your input, what I would suggest is you require whatever you typically sell the most of. Right? So for us in our nutrition clubs, we have a fast, faster, and fastest program. So what we'll require is a minimum of the fast program and then go up from there. And the way I'll talk about that with the clients is, hey, if you're really serious and want to get great results, you're going to be doing 2 shakes a day. Probably I lost my weight on the faster program. That's probably what I would recommend. And obviously whatever you're recommending is typically what you're going to sell. You have an input on that?
No, it really just depends on the coach and what y'all are wanting to do. And you know your clients, right? But you got to be careful too, because you don't want to have one person come into if you're running a nutrition club and you say, hey, you got to be on a shake a day. And then the next person comes in, you say you need to be on a quick start program, right? So be consistent with all your clients on whatever you agree on, but it's totally up to you on what you do there.
That's a good point too, as far as the coaches that work in the same club. So I'm looking at Linda and Lori, you guys, and Sky, you guys are all in one nutrition club. You would want to you guys want to talk and say the standard is X, Y, Z. So you're all talking the same language.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Perfect. Same thing, Brandy, for you guys and your team. All right. So then the buy-in. So there's 2 categories here. So we have the participants. These are people that are participating in the challenge. If it's an 8-week challenge, it'll be a $20 buy-in. 100% of that's going into a pot. We don't have to pay judges. We don't have to pay for a website. We don't have to pay anything. Right? Which is great, which is why I really like this, because it's super simple. If it's a 4-week challenge, we'll do a $10 buy-in, right? Obviously, it's a shorter challenge. 100%, again, of that money will go into a pot. And then what we're going to do is all of the coaches who are coaching in the challenge, so anybody that's on here, anybody that's coaching in the challenge, this is important too. If you guys have other coaches that are going to be participating in the challenge that might not be on the call, or might add them to the chat. Right, Lori, I love that you asked if you could add Sky. Absolutely. We're asking all of the coaches do a $10 buy-in for an 8-week challenge and a $5 for a 4-week buy-in or a 4-week challenge. The reason for that is so we can pool that money together and buy products or swag or whatever. So when we do that payout, the runners up, we can give away Herbalife product. Greenville does this. It's fantastic. It's a great way to talk about the enhancers. It's a great way to talk about different things like that on that live to get people excited, right? So if we have a winner that we know, for instance, was on Total Control, right? And we know that Sally just took home 2nd place. We know she did Total Control, and we're giving away a thing of Total Control, then we can talk about that when we do that payout, and then other clients that are seeing it are going to get more interested. So the idea is to get more sales from that. And then, all right, payouts. All challenge payouts will be done live on Facebook from the Nutrition Club who registers the most participants into the challenge. There is a caveat on that, Sean and Anthony. If you guys register the most, we may not be able to come to Ohio to do the payout. I know, I'm a loser, but we love you guys. Maybe in the summer I'll come up there to do a payout, but not in the winter, not when y'all have snow. That's crazy. But the reason for that is obviously it'll motivate all of us to get more participants in there, but then it also helps us go around and get more people more excited about the different nutrition clubs, right? Exposure to the different nutrition clubs, which I think is a great thing. And then any of the coaches that are within an hour driving distance, we expect those coaches to drive to whatever club it is for the live payout so that we have as many coaches as possible. Again, logic behind that is so we have more stories, so we can go around so that everybody can hear the different coaches' stories, and that we can do a mini HOM to get people excited about the business opportunity as well as the product.
Yeah. So what that looks like for you guys, if you're thinking, hey, where do I got to drive to? If you're in the Shelby, Kings Mountain, Lincolnton, Denver area, obviously you would go to any of those clubs, right? Forest City, you'd go to any of those clubs. Obviously you wouldn't drive to Asheville because that's more than an hour away. So Jackie, who's on the call in Asheville, if Lori,
unless you wanted to.
yeah, you can. You absolutely can. But if Lori Smith's club is hosting, then Jackie, you're not expected to drive there. And then, of course, like we said with Shauna and Anthony, they would host it and they would do it at their club, but we just wouldn't be there. So yeah, that's kind of what it'd look like for everybody.
Perfect. We would be there because we're gonna go.
Are we? Oh yeah,
Yeah.
summertime. Yeah.
Except for Ohio. Did you just say Ohio? I'm not going to Ohio in the winter. Sorry. I love you guys. My family's up there, but I don't love them that much. All right. So me neither. You're so funny. All right. 8, data for participants. All participants are required to have 3 things in their initial and final weigh-ins. Their weight with the challenge word, which we'll announce right when the challenge kicks off, and the date. That's important. So that's a change from something we've done in the past. Their waist measurement. Here's a key, guys, and as you guys are teaching your other coaches, the waist measurement, the same coach needs to do the starting and the ending measurement because everybody does the waist measurements different. You're going to do it at the belly button. Right? So wherever their belly button is, that's where you do it. That way it's consistent. I know, like, I pull completely tight is how I do mine so that it's always the same. Mike may do it a little bit different. So whoever does the waist at the beginning needs to do the waist at the end, and you need to do it with the same consistency. So don't like do it really loose at the beginning and tight at the end, vice versa. All right. And then the photo taken in a full-length photo taken, so feet included in that. I've seen some of the craziest pictures. I can't even begin to tell you. In a bikini, Lori had a great question on that. So it says bikini on here. Absolutely, it's whatever comfort level people are at. So sports bra is fine. Boxers for females is fine. Whatever they're comfortable with. But you guys as coaches, what's really, really important is to let your people know. So you may have older women that are like, I don't even want to do a sports bra, right? Can I do a t-shirt or a tank top or whatever? You let them know as their coach, absolutely 100%, whatever you're comfortable with is what we'll do your picture in. But know, too, that it could affect the judging for that overall category. Does that make sense? It won't necessarily, but it could. So you just need to, as coaches, make sure you're letting people know that. It's really important that they understand that as well, because if it comes.
Yeah, if I'm wearing a sweatshirt, 10 pounds, you're not going to notice either way. You know what I mean? So just let them know, hey, if you're not going to wear a sports bra or a bikini, skin tight shirt. As tight a shirt as you can. I'm wearing a bikini. That's scary.
We're excited to see that, actually. Perfect. So same thing, challenge word has got to be on that picture as well as the date. I'll drop a picture in the chat later too to show, but basically it's going to be one photo. It's a sideways photo with the arms straight out, full body length, right? That's it. Just one picture is all we need. And then coaches, this is really important. I can't say this enough. I said it at the beginning. I'm going to say it at the end. It's really important for you guys as leaders to make sure your other coaches understand this, okay? The organization for the coaches is really important because each coach is responsible for their participants. So if a participant comes up at the end and they're like, I should have won, blah, 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 it's on the coach to make sure they submitted everything, because these categories are pretty simple, right? So it's nothing complicated. So the expectations for the coach, it's very important that each coach keeps the participants organized. I would recommend like a Excel spreadsheet or something where you're doing their starting date and ending date, because their challenge will end from whatever date they weigh in. So there's a window, right? Like a 2-week window that they can weigh in. If they weigh in on Monday, they have 8 weeks from Monday. So if you have 6 participants and they all weigh in on different days, their ending dates are all going to be different days. And it's your responsibility as a coach to make sure you know and let them know that, because if it's one day off, they're not going to be eligible to win.
And if you have somebody that weighed in on a Monday and it's 8 weeks from there on a Monday and they say, hey, there's no way I can be there that Monday, it's the last week, you're like, hey, next Monday you're weighing in. If they can't be there, that's okay. They can come in on Saturday. They can come in on Friday before. They just can't come in past the date. All right. So they can come in before and weigh. They're just getting shorted a couple of days. But some people, they're going to be out of town. They're like, crap, I didn't even think about this. What am I going to do? No problem. Just come in before that and we'll get you done.
And what we typically do is when they do their initial weigh-in, I go ahead and schedule their final weigh-in date with them before they leave. Like, look 8 weeks out, your final weigh-in date is this. I put it in my phone as a reminder, and then I have them put it in their phone as a reminder so that neither one of us forget. Each coach will be responsible for submitting the participants' information on the date it's received. So on the day that that email comes in, and it'll be tagged with the date, that's their starting date. So 8 weeks from that date will be their ending date. And if we don't get an email on the day 8 weeks from that date, then they're disqualified. So you got to make sure that you're getting that information in. This is something that's real important because it's different than stuff we've done in the past. No exceptions in order for the participant to be eligible to win money. Okay. So when that email comes in, we put an email address on there. I set up a separate email address so that it'll all just go into one spot. It's kirkpatrickteam24@gmail.com. So what we need for each participant is one email. In the subject line, the coach will put the participant's name. So if it's Mike, I'm going to put Mike Kirkpatrick in the subject line. I'm going to put 2 numbers. I'm going to put weight, 130 pounds. And then I'm going to put inch waist, 12 and a half, right? Just 2 numbers is all I'm going to put. And then I'm going to attach the photo. So I don't need, like, make sure your coaches aren't writing like long paragraphs of, hey, I'm so excited this person's in, and blah, 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 blah. Just 2 numbers, like waist, weight, and picture. That's all we need to make it simple and easy to put that stuff over. And then you should have seen a second page that shows the dates for all of the challenges this year. It'll be the registration dates and then the payout dates.
Perfect.
Good?
Perfect.
All right. So I'm going to unmute everybody. I try to make that as quick as possible so you guys can give your feedback and you all right. So what kind of questions do you guys have?
I have a question about the before and after picture.
Yes, ma'am.
So when I talk to customers, will I tell them that these pictures are going to be public or they're only for the judges?
They're for the judges unless they win. If they win, they'll be posted.
Okay.
Because they're going to have to be seen when we do the live.
Okay.
Yeah. But at that point, what I tell people is they won't care that it's posted because they'll have cash money. And they'll be yeah, right? Yes, Miss Lori.
Can coaches be participants?
Yes, that's a great question. Yes. So if coaches are participants, the only difference there is you'll pay the participant fee and the coach fee. And the reason that we are saying yes to that is because we're going to have multiple people judging that final. The number thing isn't even a question. The thing on the coaches being a participant, though, is you cannot do your own numbers. Somebody else has to submit your stuff. So a different coach. So like, Lori, if Linda submits your stuff, then you can participate. Here's another foot stomper here that's really important to get across, especially to the new coaches. This is really, really, really important. We're not going to waver on this at all, guys. If we find that a coach has fudged anything or has, not been honest, or that there was, I don't know, just anything that's not integrity, any integrity issue, that coach will be kicked out of the challenge and not be able to have participants in the future. So that can definitely mess up somebody's business, right? So just make sure your newer coaches, because some of your newer coaches might have 1 or 2 participants, whereas somebody that's been in longer might have 20 participants. And they're like, I really want this person to win. And if they make a decision that's unethical and we have to kick them out of the challenge, that's a problem. But we definitely can't have people cheating. So make sure you're talking to your new coaches about that. And like what we do at our nutrition club is if we have a new coach, we kind of like obviously help them with that, but we're there with them too, verifying information as well, because we don't want any issues to arise from that. Does that make sense? But it's not like we'll tell you you're wrong the first time and give you another chance. If there's ethical issues, they're out completely for all future challenges.
But we're all Herbalife, so we ain't got to worry about that.
No, it shouldn't be an issue, but I just like to make it clear, black and white.
What is your fast, faster, and fastest program?
So it's the on the website, it's the Quick Start, Advanced, and Ultimate.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fast, faster, and fastest. Yeah, but it's quick start, advanced, and ultimate. Yeah.
We had the protein drink mix to it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure, everybody on here is doing that. If they're not doing that, let me know, please. If you're not using protein mix with your shake. Yeah. We are. All right. What other kind of questions do you guys have? Comment.
Can we just go ahead and start making flyers and signing people up?
So that's the other thing. I'm going to drop it right now. So I'm going to drop the flyer. I did a flyer. We can all use the same flyer. It's very generic. Not generic, but it's simple. Hold on.
And then whatever you want to do on top of that, you can. We're just trying to save people time, obviously.
Absolutely.
But yeah, if there's something you want to post in your club and do stuff like that, absolutely. Whatever you can do to generate more clients and stuff like that.
Well,
Now, a good question. Here's a question. You can answer it. So let's say I got a preferred member at home, right? And they want to be in the challenge. They're a preferred member. They have products at home. So
they're still going to have to come in.
they got to do that. But you know how we say you got to be on at
Yeah,
least one shake a day. Those kind of things. If they haven't ordered in 6 months, I would say, hey, make sure you get an order in. But if they're ordering consistent, then you kind of got to go on good faith that they're on their products.
I thought I was
every
going to
day.
answer the question.
Oh, sorry.
No, he's 100% spot on. It's, again, 100% up to the coach to make sure that the participants are on a minimum of a shake a day or whatever program they say is the minimum, okay? So what that looks like, and that goes under the integrity issue as well, right? So if there's a coach and that coach has questions about what, there shouldn't be a question because I should be buying it from that coach, right? So if it's 8 weeks, that, I don't do math real well, that's what, 120 days? Is that right? No.
Nope. 56.
Yeah, good
But
job.
that should be 2 canisters,
Dang.
right? Because 60 shakes, 2 canisters.
I was
21.
doing 2 days.
You were doing 2
2
days.
shakes.
But for you guys that have clubs, so what we do a lot of times, we'll do prepaid cards for some people that don't have products at home. And so they're coming in every day to get their shakes. And then if they come in on a Thursday and say, hey, I'm not going to be on there on a Friday.
We can't do that anymore.
We can't do that anymore.
Package.
I can send cookies.
You send a cookies and cream packet.
Yes, you can send cookies and cream.
Yes.
If you do that, you can do that on the weekends. You can send them home with cookies and cream packets and little tea packets. If you want to do that, you can do that as well. But we have people in the past that's done prepaid cards, which are kind of cool because that means they're coming in the club every day, which is just
Well, it should generate more preferred members too, because like I talked to a guy today and was getting him amped up that, hey, we're going to announce a challenge. Super excited. You're going to be great at it, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, if you're serious about winning this challenge, and I was talking to him about an advanced program because that's what I lost my weight on. Said, if you're serious about it, it's an 8-week challenge. It just makes sense for you to get registered for the discount. So that's probably what I would recommend is you go ahead and get registered for the discount. We get your product for the 8 weeks. You're going to make your money back plus some with that discount. So it should help that conversation as well as far as getting people registered. And then the other conversation I was having with him today was, I was like, hey, you know, because he works at the fire department, I was like, you and some of your buddies should totally do this challenge. I know how firefighters like to compete with each other. Plus, then you could take their money. It's going to be great. The reason I had that conversation, obviously, is I want him to have more people in the challenge. But when he brings me 3 or 4 people to get in the challenge, guess what the next conversation I'm going to have with him is? Coaching, right? He's going to get great results, and then I'm going to turn him into a wellness coach so that he can sell to his buddies. So I'm already planting those seeds there. So that's what you want to be thinking about, and not – I'm preaching to the choir. You guys already know this, but not just you. As you were talking, I can't stress this enough. As you're talking to your new coaches, explain to them why they're doing everything, right? We're not just doing a challenge so we can make retail sales. That's great. But why are we doing this? We're doing this so that we can expose people to the products, expose people to the business, and grow our royalty check from there. Make sense?
and have fun doing it.
Oh, and have fun doing it. Yeah, that too. Yes. All right. Any other questions or comment? Yes, Miss Shauna.
Hey, I got a couple here. So going back to, we talk about being on products, at least a shake a day. So theoretically, that could be 1 canister and they're mixing it with milk at home.
Yeah.
Okay. Technically. Okay. So having said that, so in my history of doing challenges, I learned early on that percentage of body weight loss it sways more towards people that are big calorie restrictors. So it doesn't necessarily mean they're doing things that's going to lead towards long-term weight loss goals and wellness goals. So I did mine payouts as, and I'm saying this for the future, I'm not saying change anything now, but percent of body weight loss. And then it was and a body fat loss. And then I even did a muscle gain, because really my challenges, I call them body fat loss challenges, because the real goal is to kind of like what Sheila Ross talks about. She weighs more, but she's kind of skinnier. So that was really the long term, because then I would get people on there, because in the beginning, as you know, we didn't necessarily require always in the past. So you have people that are doing all kinds of crazy things that win a challenge, and they can lose a lot of weight. We all know you can. So that was one thing maybe for the future that I would definitely consider, that that's something that's really kind of going towards the goal there. But then I was going to make sure that they were weighing in the club, because that's really the only way. So if that's the case, then that's really something that can be incorporated at some point if everybody was in agreement with that. And so that was one thing. And then the other thing is on the coach buy-in. Should it be, or maybe considered in the future? Let's just say I have 2 participants, but somebody else has 20, but I'm paying 5 and they're paying 5. Would it be a per person that registers, or just looking at from that standpoint? I don't know if that makes a difference, or we're giving more prizes if there's more people, something along those lines. And then is there a Telegram chat, a Facebook chat? What kind of support do we do as a group for them during the challenge? Is there? I assume there probably is.
That's okay. So those are all really good questions. I'm writing them down so I don't forget. So all really, really good questions. So first, the body fat question. That definitely, if we were all running out of one club, I would definitely suggest that. The problem with the body fat is because the scales are so different, and because of timing, as far as like, we've literally had this body fat percentage on, I've had like 3 different scales. I've had the Omron, the Tanita, and whatever we have right now, E5 or something like that. And the consistency is not always there as far as the body fat percentage. It's not as accurate unless you're doing the caliper test, right? As far as checking somebody's body fat, and we obviously can't all do that. So
on the scales though, isn't it still percentage? So I still would do it as a math problem, like a percentage loss, even at like from that scale. Like if mine's Omron, it's that start to that finish, which would give me a percentage. Tanita would be that start to that finish. Just again, in caliper.
Right. What we've seen with the scales, with those kind of scales, what we've seen is that you can fluctuate that body fat percentage just by drinking a glass of water before you get on there. You can chug a glass of water and it'll affect the body fat percentage versus getting on that. I played with this a lot with Amanda, because when she first started coming to the club, she was like, that's not my body fat. And I'm like, no, I don't think it really is, but it's just a standard. But we played with it in so many different ways. So it's definitely can be fooled with, for sure. I mean, weight can be,
and that's like, people always want to go pee before they weigh in, remember? Because
weight
they lose weight.
Yeah.
And one thing I think we should keep an eye on too, because as we consistently do this, you'll have clients that will consistently roll over into the next challenge. And we have to keep an eye on a few of the clients. There's always a few of those that drop the weight like crazy, then they put the weight on like crazy to start the next one. And so if it gets to a point, and we'll kind of watch it as we go through this first cycle this year, and we'll watch it, and if it looks like people are doing that, then we'll tell them, when you end your first challenge and you start the second challenge, you need to start at the weight that you ended your first one from. That way our people are consistently keeping their results, because we don't want people just yo-yoing just to win money. And sometimes that happens, and that's frustrating to people who are generally working their tails off to try to, get results and win some money.
Well, and I think we probably see more of that in like the shorter challenges, the 6-day challenges, the 6-day challenges, the 21-day challenges. We probably see more of that yo-yo there. With this 8-week challenge, it'll be harder for people to just like starve themselves for 6 days, lose a bunch of weight. So hopefully we're not going to see a lot of that. I'm not saying that we won't, but hopefully we won't. With an 8 week, they're creating a habit there, hopefully. The Greenville group, their people seem to be very consistent. Here's the other thing with that being said too. Again, this goes back, a lot of pressure on the coaches here. You as a coach should be working with your client, right? So if your client is coming in, they're buying, all they bought was a canister, right? 1 can or 2 canisters of Formula 1 to get through their 8 weeks. and you don't ever see them in the club and they get these crazy results, that's a conversation that those coaches should be going, hey, something doesn't seem right here. I'm not 100% sure that this person's being ethical or vice versa. But that's a conversation we need to make sure, especially our new coaches, are comfortable having, going, hey, I'm coaching this person, but something doesn't seem right. Like, I know if they're doing 2 shakes a day, they should be dropping weight, but this person's doing 1 shake a day with no PDM, and I saw them at Chick-fil-A 7 days last week when they're only open 6. You know what I mean? So that should be a conversation that the coaches need to be having as
But
well.
I think most of this is few and far in between, though.
Yeah.
I think for the most part, everybody's going to be really good.
Yes, Miss Lori.
I have it happen every single time. And it's always the men. They get super competitive. They get crazy, and they literally starve themselves. I know they do. I watched it happen. And you're right, it is on a 6th day. It is, but they even did it on we did a 4-week, they did the same thing. So and it's the guys. I mean, it absolutely is. The women, I think, really want to get this weight off, and they want to keep it off. But I've watched everyone, and it's the same 2 or 3. They're always in it. And like, I finally got to where I quit splitting the pot equal,
Yep.
1 male and 1 female winner, because I knew what they were doing. But how do you have that conversation with somebody and say, you cheat?
You have that's the conversation
That's a
you have.
tough one.
You
That's a tough
go, well, and you set them up. I'm sorry, my dogs. You set them up at the beginning with the intention that, hey, our goal is long-term results that you can keep off. So this is an 8-week challenge for that purpose, so that we don't want people starving themselves. We want them creating habits that they can keep, and put it off on everybody else. Hey, the judges, because the participants don't know, the judges are very strict, and if they find out that you are starving yourself or doing things you shouldn't be doing to lose the weight, then you get disqualified. So we want you to make sure you're getting results that you can sustain.
Do you think that's why then, going back again to what we were talking about with the support, either to your coach, have each person as they're drinking their shake that day, text their coach drinking their shake? Yeah. Or do we make a group, or what do you find is the easiest and best way to keep up with that?
So that is up to you guys. We can vote. This is a great thing we can definitely do. If we're going to do a group that everybody's a part of, the Telegram seems to be a better fit for that, because then people actually see those. When you do Facebook, people don't always see, hey, Alan. People don't always see those. You know what I mean? So depending on whether they're following the Facebook feed, whether they're doing that kind of stuff. So my personal vote is a Telegram chat that we can all be put into, and all of our clients are being dropped into that. The benefit of that is a couple things. One, when we launch the next challenge, you've already got a collective group of people that you're announcing it to. 2, you have your people that are dropping pictures in there, the excitement, the energy. The cons to it can be a couple things. If you have some questionable people that start asking questions that are a little like that they should be asking in front of a whole group, or people that might be dropping pictures of like, hey, look at my food, and it's like fried, whatever with fried other stuff. It's stuff we can fix, but you got to be a little sensitive with that when it's in a big group, because the bad will spread as quick as the good. You know what I mean? So what's everybody else's opinion on that?
Telegram.
And you can say no, like, let's talk.
I like Telegram. I don't think they need to be posting. I think it should be like a limited, almost like just no conversation, no, oh, yay. Every time somebody does something, have 27 people say yay. Just have it for posting your picture. Here's me. Here's my shake. It's Monday. It's day 26, whatever, and then we don't have to respond to every single person.
Right. So from the support standpoint, the benefit is the support to be able to ask questions.
Yeah.
The posting piece, I mean, it's really, I'd love everybody's feedback on this, because it's really, if it's something we're all on board with, it's great, because then all the coaches can participate and respond and give feedback. But if it's something that not everybody's on board with, then each coach can kind of do their own thing. What I would do if we don't have a group like that, or even if we do, what I'm going to do with my participants is I'm going to ask them to take a picture with their shake, post it on Facebook and tag me in it. That's what I'm going to ask them to do. And the reason that I'm going to have them do that is not because I need to follow up with them. I want them posting on Facebook so I can reach out to their circle of influence is why I'm doing it.
Have them do the hashtag, whatever we call it, challenge.
Yeah.
Okay. That sounds good. And if they don't have Facebook, then they can just send it. It could be Instagram, it could be Snapchat, it could be whatever, just as long as they tag us. If there's no social media, they can send it to us, even though that doesn't do us any good in that circle of influence, right?
Right. Well, but once they start getting results is when you would start reaching to those individuals' center of influence. So that's what I'm going to do with my individual participants. Each coach can do whatever they want. But let's go back to the conversation of as far as support. What do you guys think? Do you want to have a chat for participants and coaches? Is that something you guys would like to be beneficial?
Hey, Tara.
Hey, Sammy.
Hey, sorry, I was late to the call. One thing that we do, we have the 3-day challenges that we do, and we have a Telegram chat. And honestly, Lori, like everybody posts their stuff, but nobody's in there like, oh yay, like at the end of the day, somebody will say like, great job, like, or great day one or whatever. But it's not like a constant. I mean, it's a constant chat, but it's not everybody. It's different than like a Facebook group where you have to go in and like and comment everybody's post. It makes it so much easier from a coach's standpoint.
Gotcha.
Telegram. And it's great because people are posting their meals and snacks and stuff like that. So you can kind of like, it's good support for all of the clients, and it makes it easier for all of us as coaches. So I love the Telegram challenges. And then, yeah, Tara, I missed, I know you guys are going to do an 8-week in January. We're already doing a 4-week. So I'm going to jump in on the second one, if that's okay.
Yeah, absolutely. But we'll keep you in the loop with, I'll keep you in all the chat so you know what's going on.
Okay, awesome.
And I recorded this, so I'm going to send the link out to the video so you can go back and watch the first part that you missed. That'll fill you in everything like that. Hey, Alan.
Yeah, I missed it too. That I was doing some bank.
You're good. I'm going to send it out in that chat that we've got so that any coach that missed it can go back and rewatch everything that we went over.
Okay.
What's everybody else's feedback on the Telegram? Hey, Anastasia.
Well,
Yeah, so on the
Telegram. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Sean.
Go, Alan.
The
So one of the
Telegram
things that
I think is great because you don't have to everybody on there that's like on Facebook, but like you said, Tara, you can't see the circle of influence that they're connecting to, I guess.
Yeah. So again, that can be down to each individual coach. Like I said, if we do a Telegram chat, I'll plug my participants into that chat, but I'm also going to ask them to post their shake on Facebook as well every day, so I know that they did it. And then my language there is going to be, we're going to have so many people in the Telegram chat, which is going to be great. That's going to be your support structure, but I need to know you did your shake every day. So in order for me to know that, I need you to post your picture and tag me in it, and then hashtag whatever the name of the challenge will be. And then that way I know you did it. And so that way I'm reaching their center of influence too.
I will tell you one thing that we've got from a Telegram chat in the past is you'll have a client that'll jump up and start going, oh my God, great job, you're doing awesome. And then somebody will say something that they had a hard time, and that same client will jump back on and go, it's okay, you're going to do it. We found coaches that way because we see people stepping up and talking, and we go, check out this girl, man. She is like helping everybody. And then we reach out to them and we talk to them about being a wellness coach, because sometimes they'll do it right in front of you and you can see it and pull those people out and have separate conversations. So that's another plus with the Telegram.
How do you distinguish on Telegram whose person it is?
It's just, so what we'll have to do if somebody says something really great or something really that needs to be fixed, then what we would need to do is over in our coaches chat, we need to go, who belongs to this person, right? Hey, who is the coach for Sally?
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
And then that's how we would figure that out.
We'll keep our coaches chat for sure, because we're going to need that.
Yeah. Okay, so all in favor by show of hands. All in favor of the Telegram chat for support.
Okay.
All opposed. Shauna, I think you froze. Are you in favor or opposed, Shauna?
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Perfect. All right. So real quick, what I was saying on the Telegram. So when people would weigh in every week, what I would do always, obviously I'm, nerd. Don't be lazy in learning. Always giving them value. So they weigh in and I'm handing them, week 1 of the challenge, importance of protein, they weigh in again or whatever. So to me, the Telegram is we're peppering them with that, which now doesn't cost us anything because we can just do the electronic version. And then other things like that is introducing them to products as we go.
Yep.
So, as we're going peppering them with all that, not just the shake they're drinking now, but, giving them little things along the way, protein bars, bites, stuff like that to kind of, those kind of things.
Right. No, I agree 100%. And I think if we're going to do the Telegram chat, we as coaches should take turns and do videos on there talking about different stuff. I mean, if we're going to do it, we need to utilize the heck out of it to do exactly what Shauna's saying. So stuff. Yeah. Anna.
Hey, Tara, another thing that we do in our challenge group is we actually have a chore sheet for the coaches. So like each day, somebody's doing like a product spotlight, and then also like we kind of rotate like a video. Also that way it's not the same face all the time. But then also all of us as coaches like posting as much Herbalife products as possible, and then every once in a while do like every couple days or so, because obviously with 8-week challenge you don't want to blow it up every single day, but that would be something that like that's what we do is like today I posted a picture of Anastasia drinking her aloe and then like did a whole blurb about why it's important to drink aloe.
That's awesome. I would love for you and one other person, if you're willing to take that on, to like schedule that. So is there somebody that's willing to help Sammy out with that?
Yeah, if everybody, I've already got the chore sheet, so I can just upgrade for the days, and then of course we can have, because it's a 8 weeks and 4-week challenges, right?
Yep. So there'll be a total of 3 8-week challenges, 2 4-week challenges, and the holiday hold'em.
Okay, awesome. So then, if everybody can drop their Gmail in there, because it works easier with a Google document, or actually, are we gonna have a Google Drive for the weights? Okay, if you can just, I can just add a tab to that, and then that way everybody can go in and check their chore sheet.
Perfect. So Lori Smith, were you raising your hand to volunteer to help with that? You're muted. Yes, you said I'll definitely help. Cool. So Lori, Sammy, if we get with Lori and you guys get that together, that assignment, that would be awesome, and I appreciate that so much.
Thank you so much.
Sorry, we had blenders running for a minute. Okay.
Good. That'll be great. So Sammy's going to get with you, Lori, and you guys will be in charge of that.
That's awesome.
All right. Awesome.
And then what that'll look like, guys, is once they assign that to everybody, then in the coaches chat, they can explain what each thing means. And then we as coaches will all participate in that to make it easier.
Perfect.
And then the only other thing I had, Shauna, you were talking about the money piece for the coaches. Right now, I would say let's run with it the way it is. And in my opinion, like all of us should have as many people as we possibly can. So if I only get 2 people and you get 20, then you've got a better chance of getting one of your people to get the products that we're buying than I do. And then I paid more for less people because I didn't do the work to get more people in it. Does that make sense?
Oh, that's fine.
Yeah.
Just I didn't know if there'd be more prizes if there was more people.
Yeah, and then what I say is we review it after this first one and see if we need to contribute more to get more stuff. And if we do, I think we just all contribute. Just because somebody has more people, I don't think they should contribute more. I think if we need more stuff, we all contribute more, and then keep it growing and explode it. Like, how cool would it be to be able to pay out like $599 to all 9 participants because we have so many, right? How cool would that be? And be like, we now have to pay out because we have so much money because we have so many participants. We now have to pay out the top 10 in each category. How cool would that be?
That'd be awesome.
That'd be awesome. Yeah, we would all be Chairman's Club. Let's do that.
We've been talking it up all day already today and getting a lot of really good feedback. So we can't wait to get going on this.
Good. Awesome. So we've got the flyer. So I'm going to post this video as soon as it downloads in the chat. But from here on out, like, let's run. So it'll launch on the 26th. If you guys have questions, throw them in that coaches chat, because if you guys have questions, that means other people do too. And then I'll set up a Telegram chat for the participants for the challenge. and get you guys all in it. That way on the 26th, we can start adding people. But I'm excited. I really think this is going to be awesome. I really do. And I'm more excited, not just for like what it's going to do for obviously the participants and their results and stuff, but I'm really excited for the first live payout and what we can do there, because I think that's going to draw a ton of excitement. So let's go rock it out, you guys.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye, guys.